Welcome to our fourth Knars Corner. This video will highlight one of Johnsburg's athletes. We'll be doing a video each month celebrating some of our student athletes. This month we are speaking with Caitlin Casella. Caitlin is an athlete on our cross country and track team. She's one of the best who's walked through the halls of Johnsburg High School, broken records. So we'll dive a little deeper and get to know Caitlin a little bit. So Caitlin, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so first off, we'll start talking a little bit. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your family?
So I have one brother who graduated from Johnsburg last year.
Mm-hmm.
I have two stepsisters that both are at Carroll University.
Oh, okay.
And then I have a stepdad and a stepmom.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. One of the things you talked about was your hero, and you said your mom. Can you kind of explain that? Explain why?
She's very strong. She's gone through a lot in her life, and she's always still been there for me, and she's never let things that have been going on in her life affect us. And so she's very strong for that, so I look up to her.
So you recognize that, even though she doesn't talk about it,
Yeah.
you recognize it. That's good. So you're going to compete as an athlete in college, and so I know track is your main sport, of course.
Yeah.
And you're going to go to Winona State. Why did you pick Winona State?
I picked Winona because I talked to their coach on the phone, and he was very just upfront and very honest. And then when we went there, he gave us a tour of the campus. It's a small school, but it kind of has a big school feel, and everyone there was very happy. So I could see myself there. And then their track team is also very strong for Division II. So I was very excited when he wanted me on his team.
Okay. One of the things that it said, if you would become famous, you'd like to be a singer over an actor. Can you sing?
I can't sing. I like singing, but I'm not very good at it.
Okay,
But,
that's all right.
Yeah.
I get it. I would love to sing, but I don't do that. I don't
I
sing
feel
in
like
the
that'd be a
shower.
little bit more impressive to have a really good singing voice over being a good actor. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. One of the things we were talking about too is and this is kind of a contradiction. I was saying, would you like to mow the lawn or shovel the sidewalk? And you said shovel the sidewalk. And you're going to Winona State, and I know one of the things that you talked about is you like warm weather.
I do I don't know, mowing the lawn, I feel is so much harder than shoveling, because I would rather be cold than be hot. But I like the summer because I like being tan. So it's they contradict each other, but I don't know.
But if you got a riding lawnmower, that can...
That would be nice, but if I had to push, I would rather shovel.
Yeah. So one of the things we were talking about track, why don't you explain an off-season workout that you would do for track if you were able to go outside? So what's a day in the life of a workout for you?
Yeah. So in the summer, if it was a speed day, I would come to the track in the morning and I would do some drills just to warm up. I would do acceleration drills, which works on your top, building up to your top speed, because that's about it should be about 40% of your race, because you want to build up. So I would do some drills for that, and if I had it available, I would time some 40s, but usually I didn't have that, so I would just run them, and then I would do some core, and then usually I would go and lift and do some they're more speed focused lifts, but I would do some lifting.
And how long does that take in the off-season? Is that an hour and a half, 30 minutes?
If I was just running and I was by myself, it usually could take no more than an hour. But if I do it with someone, it takes a little bit longer, because we take more breaks and we talk, and then we get a little distracted. But if I'm by myself, it goes pretty quick.
One of the things I always ask is a favorite memory from high school. So you were talking about one of your favorite memories. Why don't you explain that a little bit?
So I loved, just in high school in general, when I had classes with friends, because sometimes it wasn't even the most fun classes, but if I had friends in, last year my physics class was fun because I had all my friends in it, and we would just, sometimes I don't hang out with them outside of school, so every day we'd get to go to physics and we'd be able to just hang out together.
And is physics a class you like, or is it didn't matter because you had your friends there?
It wasn't the subject wasn't particularly fun, but just because my friends there is pretty fun.
Good. And then going with that, favorite teachers. I know you're not, and then two.
Yeah. So Mr. Weaver is probably my favorite teacher, just because he's my coach. But teachers that I've had is probably Mr. Eastland. I've had him in sociology, and right now I'm in his AP Psych class. And I just like how like upfront, but like also very personable he is. I feel like he's, I don't know, I've learned a lot from him.
And one of your favorite classes you said was history, like basic history?
I really liked AP US History because I took that last year. I don't know, I really enjoyed it with Hand. He was a very good teacher, and I feel like I learned a lot.
Yeah, I got a degree in mathematics, and my favorite class was Mr. Cooper's history class. I liked it, U.S. history, because you can kind of base it on the wars.
Yeah.
And you can also base it on like the presidents coming through and stuff. So I really enjoyed it because I knew a little something about it. Like learning about Napoleon, I'm kind of like, well, I didn't really have so much.
Every year you learn about it. I like how it kind of progressed for U.S. history. You learn more and more, and obviously A-Push was like an AP class, so it really went deep into it. So I thought it was really cool.
Well, that's good. That's good. We were talking about movies, going on some fun things. You were talking about one of your favorite movies is 10 Things I Hate About You. What is that about?
So it's like kind of like a sappy like movie. Like this girl, like her sister wants to date a guy, but her dad won't let her unless the other sister gets a boyfriend. So the boyfriend of her sister pays this guy to date the other sister so he could date the other.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know, they kind of.
And they eventually have to find out.
They eventually find out, and it's like, it's kind
course.
of dramatic, but it's, I don't know, it's like a fun movie.
And then we were talking about action movies, and you mentioned Interstellar.
Have you ever seen that?
No, what is that?
God. Oh my god, I can't remember what Matthew McConaughey is in it.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I do know it.
It is such a good movie. It's
I do remember it.
Super long, but every time I watch it, I feel like I realize more and more about it because like you have to watch it a couple times to kind of really understand because like there's things in the beginning that are kind of answered in the end, but you don't know what you're looking for. So I've probably watched it like 3 times now, and every time I watch it, it gets better and better.
Yeah, one of the things you're talking about, I always ask people, you like going to a movie or you like staying home watching Netflix, and or your favorite streaming service, and you said staying home watching Netflix. Is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because sometimes the movies don't offer like you only can watch what's out, and I like watching movies again and over again, and they don't really like show movies again in theater unless they're like the most popular ones. So then you can like watch whatever movie you want.
So if you do go to a movie theater, your go-to concession, popcorn with a lot of butter and salt.
Yeah.
I'm the get a bucket, little butter in the middle.
Yes, that's what I do
Another
too.
bucket,
and you
little
have
on
to get
top,
layers
and
of salt too.
Well, then I get a little cup because I have an extra salt. So when I run out of salt,
I agree.
I know it's terrible for me, and that's why I look like.
That's why I only eat popcorn, like really bad popcorn when I go to the movie theater, and I always treat myself because I don't really go to the movies that often. So when I do go, it's like okay, I have to splurge.
Going on to another important thing: shopping at the mall or online. You said shopping at the mall for sure. Why is that? Just so you get to get out of the house, or?
I don't know. Like when you go to the mall, I feel like I can't think of a store if I'm just shopping online. But if I go to the mall, all the options are right in front of me, and I can go into every store, and I like trying things on because I don't like returning. So if I go to the store, I'm like, okay, if I try it on, I like it, I'll actually keep it. But if I buy it online, then like, if I don't like it, I'm probably gonna waste my money because I'm not gonna want to return it.
Yeah, I my biggest problem is online is sizing because
That's another
I have
thing.
Odd body, I have long torso, short legs for a 6'5" guy. So when I get some pants or something, I put them on and they never fit. So going to a store for me is I like it the best. Flying or driving to a destination for a guy who hates driving, so I like to fly everywhere if I can. You said driving, so if you're going to Cali or something like that, you would say let's get in a car and drive out there?
I've done a lot of road trips. My family, like one time we flew to Colorado, but then from Colorado we drove to California, which that's still a really long drive, and we've like driven Niagara Falls. We've always driven to Florida. I don't know, I just prefer it because like even though it's kind of boring along the way, like usually when you drive somewhere you see things you haven't seen before. Like driving through the mountains is cool because it's obviously not really, there's no mountains here.
Yeah.
So
well, it doesn't take long to get to a place that is has mountains and stuff. So everybody is on social media, and you're one of the people, and most of them are saying TikTok now. So what's the difference between TikTok and something else?
So For me, I like TikTok because it's like just videos that like they're no more. Usually they're like 15-second videos, so you can just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it doesn't get boring because if you don't want to watch a video, you just keep scrolling, and it's like instead of just seeing pictures like on Instagram, like you see videos and like I don't know. Sometimes they're fun to just watch.
It's definitely
it's very addicting. It's really bad. I need to.
No, that's all right.
I need to stop being on my phone so much. It's bad.
That's totally fine. So you mentioned something about TV shows, and you mentioned Criminal Minds and some of these other things. My wife is a huge, I call it murder kill show.
Oh my God, I am too.
Someone gets killed, and then you got to find out who killed them. And I always joke around. I said, if I ever died and it was suspicious, go to my wife because she'd know where to bury me, and no one would ever find it.
That's what my mom says about me, because I love like Criminal Minds, I love Law and Order, like I can just like binge watch them because they never get old. Yeah. Even though they're like the same thing.
And there's a million of them out there now.
There's so many.
It's like you were mentioned, was it Law and Order? Isn't there now one that's Law and Order something else?
Yeah, there's like different. There's like Law and Order SVU. Like that's the one I watch because my mom and we can just sit and watch episode after episode because they're so interesting.
Yeah. Well, I liked them, and then I had to watch them so much. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
But one of the things you talked about, the favorite book you read, and it's Where the Crawdads Sing. Is that the one that they made into a movie?
Yes, it was by Delilah or Delia Owens, maybe.
Was it based on like dad went away, mom died, or something? The girl was.
Mom left, and then the dad was a drunk, and she didn't know where he went, and she ended up living in like a swamp
by herself,
and she never went to school. But then she ended up becoming this like publisher because she knows all about the land. So I don't know. It was a really cool book. I think I read it like a month ago. Yeah.
So I'm not a big reader, but I like waiting for it to come out into a movie. We're talking about favorite foods. Now this one, I've never heard a kid under the age of 45 that doesn't have bad cholesterol likes Brussels sprouts.
Oh my God, I know it's so weird, but my mom and I recently have just been like obsessed with Brussels sprouts. Like I had them last night with dinner, I had them the night before with dinner. Like if she had to stop us from buying Brussels sprouts because that's all we would eat because they're so good. She just, I don't know, she cooks them with some oil and some salt. It's my favorite thing ever. It's so weird, but I love it.
That is record setting for me because I've heard kids all the time, I don't want to eat my vegetables, and especially Brussels sprouts.
Like I love all vegetables, but there's just like Brussels sprouts and asparagus. To me, they're just, I don't know. They're so good.
Yeah, it works. Then we go on to a not so good thing for you, ice cream. And I mentioned Rusty Malt's, Dairy Queen, or Culver's, and you said Culver's. What's your go-to at Culver's?
So I'll get a concrete mixer with vanilla ice cream and then cookie dough pieces and Oreos.
Yeah, I like Rusty Malt, but Culver's, I get the turtle sundae.
That's so good. It's really bad. Like I have to limit myself on my ice cream. It's really bad.
So going from ice cream to donuts, you picked Dunkin' Donuts over Riverside and over Village Bakery. I don't know, do you know about Village Bakery?
I've never been to Village Bakery.
They got the best Long Johns and Bismarck's ever.
I don't really get donuts though.
Yeah, I can't tell. I get a lot of donuts, so.
I don't know. But Riverside does, because I like, Riverside's like cake donuts. But those are just so filling. So it's like, I can't eat them.
Riverside is just too much frosting on it, so it's a little bit too.
But their frosting's so good.
Yeah, I just don't need
but it's too much.
Of it. Yeah. So this is my hot button I talk to everyone about. I'm over 50, so I always tell people iced coffee or regular coffee. I've never heard of iced coffee till people started ordering it, and I'm a black coffee, little cream, little sugar, and that's it. And you said iced coffee, but you do drink hot coffee.
I do. Every morning I drink hot coffee at home, and I love it. Like,
you put anything in it?
I put cream in it, just a little bit though.
Yeah.
But if I go and get it from like Starbucks, I always get iced coffee, because I feel like whenever I get hot coffee from somewhere, they don't make it as good as I make it.
Okay.
But I can't make iced coffee as good as they make it.
And so that's one of my questions: do Starbucks or Panera? I'm a Panera guy because I like the food better.
I do like their food better, but drinks,
Starbucks, the only thing at Starbucks is that medicine ball. I was sick, and our dance coach, Coach Stauder brought it for me. Now if I go there, that's what I order.
It's good.
It's, yeah, I don't have to
today.
be sick now. I don't have to be sick to get it. So that was good. So are you an animal lover? You said yeah, and you said if it was a dog or a cat, you like cats. Do you have cats?
I have 3 cats.
3?
We have 3 cats.
How old are they?
They're my stepmom's cats, so I think they're older. One's like 12.
Wow.
I think one's 9 and one might be 7.
Oh, okay.
So they're a little bit older, but
And you like cats over dogs because?
I don't know. I never had cats before she moved in with us,
Mm-hmm.
and we've always had dogs. But then like they're just so mellow,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't.
They're
Like,
definitely chill.
They just come and cuddle with you. You don't
Mhm.
have to like. I mean, I can play with them because they do play like dogs, but they're not as needy. Because I feel like
Nice.
dogs are always on your heels. They always
Mhm.
need something, but they kind of just mind their own business, and then when they want to come to you, they do. And I kind
Mhm.
of like that.
That's cool. We were talking about favorite seasons, and you talked spring, and that's, I'm sure, because of the good weather and things like
Yeah.
that. And I'm sure Winona has good weather. They might have like a month of spring
Yeah.
and 2 or 3 months of summer, and then it gets kind of cold. But summers, you might be back here anyway.
Mhm.
But you like spring? Is it just different than summer because?
I don't know. I like when like all the flowers start to bloom.
Oh yeah.
Because it's very pretty then, and my birthday is in spring,
Is it? When's your birthday?
May 30th. So it's right at the end of spring, but I don't know, I like my birthday.
My entire family, everyone was born in May. My mom, my wife, my sister, my goddaughter. It's a whole plethora. When we were talking about, and this I always ask because every sport it's different. You know, you talk to a soccer player, they like Adidas. You talk to a basketball player, they like Nike.
Yeah.
And so you being a track person, you said Nike, and why is that? You like it? Is it just something that you've always had, or have you actually tried different ones?
So my like trainers are Brooks,
Mhm.
but I don't have my spikes are Nike,
Mhm.
and I don't know. There's just like I like their athletic wear because it's just I don't know. It's different than like I don't know.
You know,
It
Nike
is-
before Michael Jordan was a running shoe,
Yeah.
and the guy made the Nike running shoe on a waffle maker. He took a waffle maker and put the sole on it.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
And yeah, bring it up, and he put it together, and then he had a guy wearing it, and then
Yeah.
it was a small little business. And when Michael Jordan came, well, now he's got his own brand, but
Yeah.
when he came, they wanted to get in the basketball business, and they're kind of like, yeah, Nike isn't. It was Converse and
Yeah.
things like that, and he wanted to go to Adidas, and it ended up being Nike, and now it's huge basketball
Probably
shoe.
the biggest brand for
Oh, it's a big.
basketball.
Oh man,
For
it's-
all of athletic
yeah.
wear.
But no, Nike, I like Nike too because that's what I wear. I got black Nikes, so if I'm wearing dress clothes, I can wear my black Nikes, so it
Yeah.
looks like I'm wearing dress shoes.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we're talking going back to a little bit of TV again because you can tell I'm a big TV guy. If you have to binge watch something for a weekend, you said Euphoria.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. I don't know. It's not that long of a show,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it has 9 episodes in a season, so it's doable to binge watch like the whole thing in a weekend. And I have.
I've been binge watched the last season of Blacklist in like a 24-hour period. So I get the thing. But what
Yeah.
is Euphoria?
It's like about high schoolers, so
Oh, okay.
it's just kind of like their lives, and it follows like different people in it. So
Mhm.
I don't know. It's interesting.
No, that's good. Music. When I talked about it, a lot of people I've talked to, it's been country, but
I'm not
Aiden
a-
was the last person I talked to, and he liked rap. And so I was
Yeah.
like, I found it weird. Then we had someone I think liked rap and country, which
Those
that
are great. I don't
was-
know. I'm
yeah.
not a big country person.
Yeah, you said rap or pop.
Yeah.
So who's a rapper that you do like?
I don't like. She's technically R&B, but I like SZA.
Oh, okay.
So she's I don't know.
Mhm.
I really like SZA.
Yeah. So and she's big. And then pop. Do you like anyone specifically in pop?
I don't know. I like Taylor Swift.
Mhm.
She's very popular.
Yeah. You think?
She's probably the most popular
Yeah.
one,
She's maybe one of the most popular people
like alive right
in-
now.
in the world. Yeah. So she's moving up into Michael Jordan, the Pope status.
Yeah.
She's that's how she is. We were talking about actors and favorite actor, and did you have any? Oh, the Matthew.
Matthew Gray Gubler.
And what's he in?
He's in Criminal Minds.
Of
He's
course.
Spencer Reed in Criminal Minds.
Oh, okay.
So
Has he been in anything else? Do I know him from anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check out Criminal Minds now. So, then we talk. I usually talk about vacation spots, and usually it's someone picks a vacation spot because it's somewhere they've been.
Yeah.
But now there's people that picked up because I want to go to.
Yeah.
And mine's always been Hawaii, but then I was at St. Thomas. I just want warm and a beach.
Yeah.
I don't need to do
too.
anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And so for you, you said Costa Rica.
I actually went there last month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was it? What was that for?
So my dad has a little house there, like near the water.
Mhm.
So I've never been to it. So we went, just him and I,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really fun because I haven't traveled since like 6th grade
Yeah.
because things have just been busy.
Yeah.
So it was nice because I don't remember the last time I had like 2 weeks of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna go. Like let's go.
All right.
So it was nice just to go to the beach, to like lay out in the sun.
And how long did you do that for?
We were there for like 12 days.
Oh, really?
It was really long.
And was it warm at the time?
They're like right on the equator. So right now it's their summer. So when we were there, it was like 90 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's far.
Yeah, it's
That's a
pretty
haul.
far. It was like, we had to take 2 flights. It's like 7 hours of flying total.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was pretty far.
Oh, that's very cool. And we were talking beach or mountain. Of course, you said beach, lake or ocean. You said lake, and I like lakes too. But there's something about when I'm on the ocean
Yeah.
that is really cool. That I think if I leaned one way, it would be that.
Yeah.
And so why for you?
I don't get to go to the beach enough.
Mhm.
So I like lakes because like that's what I get to do because you get to go boating, you can
Mhm.
lay out, and like beaches are more fun when you want to like go in the water and all that stuff. But like I like lakes because you could just lay out on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lake right by my mom's house that I go to pretty often, and you can kayak on it.
Oh yeah, what lake is that?
Silver Lake.
Oh yeah, in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with it. We were talking about athletes. Like everyone looks up to an athlete or something. So you look up to Allison Felix and Sydney McLaughlin.
Yeah. So both of them are track athletes.
Oh,
but
okay.
They like Sydney McLaughlin. When she was 17, she made it to the Olympics.
Wow.
She was and she has the world record for the 400 hurdles. I think she's very
Wow.
close to it in the 400.
Mm-hmm.
And every race that she just keeps getting better and better and better. And it's very inspiring.
See, for me, when I was growing up, and we had 3 channels, that's how old I am. I always watched the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't big. I'd watch downhill skiing in the
Yeah.
winter. I didn't really watch basketball, even though I'm a big basketball fan. But I loved gymnastics and track.
Me too.
That seemed like the Olympics to me. It was
Yeah.
gymnastics and track. And back when I was growing up, it was Olga Korbut and Nadia Comaneci and people like that. And track, it was like Michael Johnson, who I think went 10 years without losing a race.
Yeah.
And people like that. So I was really Carl Lewis. I was really into track like that. So I really enjoyed watching it.
Me too.
And so it's funny because a lot of people will watch it at the Olympics, but won't watch it throughout the year. And then now with all these streaming services, you can watch.
Yeah, you can watch any meet at any
Mhm.
time.
Like you said, your Kentucky track team is one of your favorite track teams.
Yes, because they've in the past couple of years they've produced a lot of good athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a girl that I actually would run against, who has the freshman record there right now for hurdles.
Really?
Yeah, so I just think it's so inspiring that a girl that I've ran against a couple times
Mhm.
is at one of the best track schools like Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
and she's having the success that she's having.
Yeah. Our dance coach just graduated from Kentucky.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she just graduated from Kentucky. So you're still one of my favorite athletes, even though you picked the Bears over the Packers.
I don't
You
really
know,
like football.
Yeah, but good. Then I'll convince you to be a Packer fan instead of a Bears fan. But we're winding down a little bit now. But you mentioned Kentucky being one of your favorite college teams, and you say the big thing now with NIL is you say pay athletes or not pay athletes. You say pay athletes. Can you explain that a little bit? Why you think that's?
I feel like because there's high schoolers now that are sponsored
Mhm.
by like really big brands. I feel like if you're putting in the work and a brand wants to pay you, because I mean in high school and like college, usually it's like New Balance, Nike, all these. If a brand is willing to pay you for your success, I think you should be recognized for what you've done. And if brands are offering, I totally think they should be able to.
I think one of the most controversial people, but the guy that was that this was the first time they started looking at, was a football player named Johnny Manziel. He was at Texas A&M. So he went there and was the first guy to play football, was the first Heisman Trophy winner that was a freshman. And they went and then they sold so many jerseys, and he got nothing.
That's like, because they were buying the things because of him, so he deserves some of that profit. I mean, I know it's the brands that do too, but
they built a brand new stadium after that because they were filling it up, and so they built a brand new stadium. So, and then he graduates and goes into the pros, but during his college time, he doesn't do anything. The thing I do like about NIL is you might have kids staying in college for another year or two.
That's another thing, especially in track. People will go pro even before they go to college. Because I mean, there's a girl who's my age who's running Olympic qualifying times. If she couldn't get paid to go to college, like from an NIL, there's no reason to go to college. I mean, when you're that good, you have your life set, so you might as well just go pro.
Same thing with swimming, with tennis,
every
things
sport,
like that. So you have those.
The NIL gives people like the drive to go get another education if they want to get a higher education, while they get paid as I feel like they deserve to get paid. So I
being the old basketball coach, we have a lot of, you have the Kobe Bryants and these other guys that went straight to the pros, LeBron James. The problem with that is you have a dozen of them in the last 30 years. There's hundreds that have tried that and never pan out, and then have never gone on to college. So you have some people now, like, I mean, Caitlin Clark's a basketball player, and she could opt for another year. And if she goes pro, like I think she makes in the millions, and if she went pro, they may pay like $250,000. She'll lose money going pro, and so she might stay another year of college, which would be great for college sports, and she'd be making a lot more money. But I agree with you on the NIL. I think it is important. I don't want it to be the driving force behind things, because I think there's something to amateur athletics. But when it gets to be big time and you have these kids that are generating this profit, they should get a piece of that.
Yeah, definitely.
So now winding down, is I always ask these people this, is a biggest regret and a biggest success. So what would be one of your biggest regrets in high school?
I feel like when I was like a freshman and a sophomore, I should have enjoyed my time in high school a little bit more than I did. Because like, I didn't really go to, I mean, I went to football games, but I didn't go to basketball games. I didn't really go and do things. And I kind of wish that I would have gone to more events and just kind of done more.
Yeah, no, it's, I think as you get older, you get wiser, and you realize that time is the best asset you have, and to enjoy every minute of it. What do you think one of your biggest successes are?
I feel like last year I was in AP US History, and I took the test, and I ended up getting a 5 on it, which is the highest you can get, which is not easy to do. And then 2 weeks later, I qualified for state.
Wow.
Yeah, for 3 events, which was a lot. So in like this month of May was very busy, because there's prom, and then there's EP exams, and then there's state for track. And during all of that, I was able to be successful.
And now as a senior, you have all that and graduation. And graduation, it's just, there's a lot to it. If you could talk to someone, that's alive or dead, one of the people that you talked to was talking to your grandpa. Why is that?
He died when I was in 7th grade, and me and him were pretty, we were close. I really, really liked him. And I just would want to just tell him about all the things I was able to accomplish. Because even when I was in middle school and I was running track, obviously it was middle school track, but he was always so proud of me. So I would just want to tell him about all the things I was able to accomplish.
And that's unique, because a lot of times I ask kids that they'll pick some famous person. So picking parent or a grandparent, I think is really, really nice. If you could talk to your freshman self as a senior and say, hey, do this or don't do this, what would be your advice to your freshman self?
I feel like I would tell myself to not take things as seriously, because usually things aren't as deep as they may seem. And some things, like, it's not really the end of the world if something doesn't happen or whatever. Just to do what makes you happy and to not listen to what everyone else.
That's great advice, because that's so hard for kids, because at the time they don't realize, okay, yeah, this is really important to you at that time, but it's not the end all be all. Would that be the same thing if you had advice for any 8th grader coming into to high school? Like, would it be different if they were coming into Johnsburg High School, or no matter what, any high school you come into, you should?
I feel like all people coming into high school just do things that make you happy, and a lot of it stems down to, like, not having friends. People are always nervous or scared that they won't have friends if they do things that they like, but no matter where you're at, there's going to be people who have the same interests as you. And I feel like if you do something that makes you happy, you will end up being happier doing it, and then you'll make friends and you'll be around people who also enjoy the same things. And that's better than you never know what you're gonna miss if you don't do it.
Try it. Yeah. No, that's beautiful. All right, well, that ends our time. Thank you,
Thank
Caitlin,
you.
for it. I appreciate it.